Miraidon EX just had an incredible weekend by winning the Champion League tournament in Yokohama, Japan, as well as taking second place in the biggest Pokemon regional tournament to date, losing by a narrow margin to Kyogre Lost Box over in Pittsburgh.
He has the way to get the job done here. Asking if we can play face up.
Sableye.
What we have.
Mirage Gate, that
Sableye,
is
Super
it.
Rod.
Oh, wow. All right. The judge of the century for Andrew Estrada here. Sableye able to take enough damage to clear that Miraidon EX with the Bravery Charm. And with that, Andrew Estrada punching his ticket to Honolulu.
Players in Japan can only use the cards from the new set 151, and that means they have access to cool cards like Zapdos EX and Mew EX, which help the deck become even more threatening. Let's break down the deck that won in Japan first. The deck contains a common core of the archetype, consisting of 3 Miraidon EX, 2 Fluffy, 2 Raikou V, and a Raichu V. This helps the deck be extremely consistent. Miraidon EX's Tandem Unit ability, finding all the necessary lightning Pokemon to flood the board, Fluffy's Dynamotor ability in order to have energy consistently throughout the game instead of relying solely on Electric Generator, Raikou V's Lightning Rondo attack, which can deal a very good amount of damage for only 2 energy, allowing for an easier turn 1 attack, and finally Raichu V's Dynamic Spark attack, which can potentially 1-KO anything with enough energy on the board. All of these cards have synergy together and have been mainstays in the deck, but the new 151 set brings a new dimension to the deck with Zapdos EX, Hawlucha, and Mew EX. If you want to support the channel, you can use code TABLEMON to get 5% off at Potan Store for your online codes, 10% off for your sealed product at Flipside Gaming, and 10% off on your aluminum accessories at TC Evolutions. Or if you're looking to buy singles or sleeves, you can fill up your cart and close the tab, then click on the affiliate link in the description and check out. That way you can support the channel over at TCG Player, Card Market, and Dragon Shield. ¿Eres de México y necesitas cartas de Pokémon? Busca Hyperbeam Cards en Facebook e Instagram. Y si estás en Tijuana, búscalos en el local C27 en el Centro Comercial Otay. Mew EX fills the role of a free retreater, and can help any deck with its ability Restart, allowing you to redraw cards up to 3 each turn. Its attack, Genome Hacking, also gives the deck versatility by allowing you to use your opponent's attacks against them, and this can easily be powered up through Fluffy's Dynamotor since Electric Generator won't work on it. Right now, Miraidon EX decks are using either Zeraora or Flying Pikachu to fill this role. However, Mew EX does it just as well and with a fantastic ability to boot. Anyone remember how good Oranguru was, by the way? The real cool Pokemon though is Zapdos EX. This is a card that Jesse Parker probably wished he had in his Miraidon EX deck, which he placed second at in Pittsburgh Regionals, as its attack, Thunderous Kick, does 120 damage and 90 to a benched Pokemon that has a damage counter on it. That is why Hawlucha is included in the deck, as it allows you to place that damage to bench Pokemon and allows Zapdos EX to potentially take 2 prizes against decks like Lost Box, Gardevoir, Charizard, and others. Finally, having that bench threat is something Miraidon EX decks have sorely missed, even though previous successful Miraidon EX decks in Japan have utilized Magnezone V-Star in order to do just that. But being an evolution and needing a V-Star made it fit away from the current Miraidon EX archetypes we are seeing today. Zapdos EX is the perfect addition to a deck that already hits hard and fast to an opponent's active Pokemon, and it helps improve the deck's matchups against all builds with frail low HP basic Pokemon by forcing them to bench Manaphy when they usually didn't need to before. Also worthy of note is Zapdos EX's ability Bolt Float, which gives it free retreat as well if it has a lightning energy attached to it. These 3 Pokemon aside, there isn't anything else new or groundbreaking in the Japanese champion list, aside from the inclusion of Collapse Stadium. This stadium complements the deck decently, as Bravery Charm makes these basic Pokemon a bit more bulky than usual, and after they have already taken a hit, you have the opportunity to discard one and potentially remove a liability that your opponent could have KO'd at a future point in the game. This version of Miraidon EX was focused on disrupting and denying resources, which explains the heavy path to a peak count as well as the disruption with Iono and Judge. However, over at Pittsburgh, Miraidon EX was one of the most played decks in the event on day 1 and had a very good conversion rate in day 2 as well. Jesse Parker's finalist Miraidon EX deck didn't feature Zapdos EX or Mew EX, as the 151 set is not yet out on this side of the world. Nor did it play any path to a peak, instead opting to go with Beach Court as a stadium of choice for a more balanced version of the deck. This build, whilst the final deck list has not been published as of the making of this video, was featured a couple times over the weekend on stream, so we can make an educated guess to their list, which was likely inspired by Sejun Park's top 32 deck from the Pokemon TCG World Championships. Arven or Penny are the two cards that I did not catch on stream from Jesse's side, but everything else pretty much matches up quite perfectly, including the Zapdos and Flying Pikachu V. The Zapdos from Pokemon Go is a card that is not commonly seen in Miraidon EX builds featuring Path to a Peak, but that lightning symbol ability adding 10 damage actually allows for the attackers to hit some very key numbers. Miraidon EX and Raikou B with a full bench go up from 220 to 230, which means they can now one-hit KO Pokemon like Dragonite V or Tyranitar V. Raichu V as well can deal 310 damage by discarding only 5 energy total now, allowing it to 1-KO a Mew VMAX, as opposed to needing 6 before, as 5 would be 10 damage short. Flying Pikachu V is the most mid card of the deck, as the free retreat is nice of course, and the Thundershock attack gives you a 50-50 chance at paralyzing an opponent's Pokemon, which can sometimes be clutch, but realistically, if you are in that situation, you're probably grasping at straws anyways. This build plays a little bit of disruption with one copy of each Iono and Judge, and Jesse might have played more of these in their deck in place of Arven or Penny, but nevertheless, these cards are important to try and disrupt your opponent's game plan and are especially key against Lost Box decks, which after a 9-0 start and an almost flawless run to the finals was what stopped Jesse in the end. Whether it's the disruptive build or the more balanced build, Miraidon EX has come a long way since its first debate at EUIC 2023 in London, the first tournament the card was legal in, and I fully expect the deck to become even better as over the weekend we got some cool new card reveals, and that includes the new Iron Hands EX from the Paradox Rift set. It's a bulky basic EX that has 230 HP, and its first attack is quite basic, doing 160 for 3 energy. But the real deal is the second attack, dealing 120 damage and allowing you to take an extra prize card if your opponent's Pokemon is KO'd by damage from this attack. This reminds me heavily of Stoutland V with Powerful Energy in the Lugia V-Star deck. However, this card can KO any Pokemon, not just basics, in order to gain that extra prize card. This card will definitely be making its way into Miraidon EX decks once it comes out in November, only adding strength to an already powerful deck. So what do you think? Were you a Miraidon EX believer since the beginning, or are you still skeptical of it being a good deck despite the results? Let me know your thoughts, make sure you like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.